Hi all, it's Adam here from Viking PT Training, and I'm here to talk to you about being a type 1 diabetic trying to build up muscle mass. If you know any type 1 diabetics out there who are looking to kind of train hard at the gym, or who might be struggling to put on mass themselves, then please make sure they find this. And I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. So I've been a type 1 diabetic since 1996. I was born in 92, so you can see how early on I got that. And I've been a bodybuilder slash fighter now for about 12 years, and a proper bodybuilder for about the last 4. So what we need to talk about here is just how we go from being that skinny type 1 diabetic who's trying to build up muscle mass into somebody with some actual gain and flow. So the biggest thing I found to be an issue, as you will do with anybody with any ailment or without in training, was actually just the amount of calories you were taking in. So the biggest thing to work on in the early stages of your career or in your kind of ambition to be a bodybuilder with type 1 diabetes is to make sure you're eating correctly. I will throw this out there right now. We are way less able to get away with like cheat meals and having refined goods. If you are a type 1 diabetic, again, looking at training, nutrition is the key. We can all lift, we can all do the same things, but we don't have our pancreas in the right state, and we don't have the enzymes we need to break down our carbohydrates properly, so things need to be done slightly differently. So the main thing I would focus on, if you haven't done already, which you may well have done, is putting more food in your body. Now, bear in mind that if you're like me and you're an insulin resistant diabetic, it will throw your diabetic control out the window for a good week until you get used to it. You've probably been there before when you've done another exercise for the first time where it's completely destroyed your diabetic control for a bit. This is just something you may have to push through. I'm not going to give you any dietary advice here because I don't know what your diabetes does to you or how it affects you personally. I can only tell you what it's done to me and hope that maybe it will help you guys out. So what I did first of all was increase my calorie count by about 800 calories. So, I mean, to put it simply, I'll work on how it is these days as I'm doing it at my best. So I'm on 4,000 calories a day. I have about 415 grams of carbs, 198 grams of protein, and 120 grams of fat a day. Now, I will tell you now that I don't hit that every day. It is something I try to do, but that's kind of what we're looking at, and you can see where the calorie count comes in then. Now, as I've said previously in this video, what you may have found is as a diabetic, you're going to need to have more calories than you think. So what I would recommend, as I said, this may not work for you, but what I'd recommend is that you go online, you check out your basal metabolic rate, which there are loads of calculators out there. So you just got to put in your height, your age and your weight and your gender, and then it will tell you what your basal metabolic rate should be. You then want to take this number and you want to times it by 1 point however many days of the week you're in the gym. So I do mine by 1.5, and then that will tell you the calories you need there. However, I would also then add 200 because then you're having a calorie surplus, and that means that you're getting the calories you need. Now, that is what I would tell a normal person to do. Well, actually, what I tell a normal person to do is about plus 150, but that's beside the point. What I would do as a diabetic is put that up by 250 because you've got to deal with the fact that your blood sugar levels are going to constantly drop down for between 2 and 3 hours after your activity. And if you've got low blood sugar levels or high blood sugar levels, you're not going to be able to synthesize that protein as well as you could as a normal person. So you want to make sure that what we're eating now as well is non-refined goods. So what you want as a diabetic with your carbohydrates in particular are rices and jacket potatoes, and bread's really the most complex carb you really want to be putting into your body. So what I would suggest is getting like a superseded or seeded bread or brown bread, but it's not got many carbohydrates in it and it's not got many calories in it if you go for the brown bread version. So essentially, nipping it in the bud right here, you need to eat more as a type 1 diabetic, and you need to eat non-refined goods, things that you can weigh yourself as well. I mean, as a diabetic who is a bodybuilder, you have to weigh stuff. I mean, you've got to get your control right, and you need to know that you're hitting the calories you're hitting, because it's much worse for you as a diabetic not to hit those calories, because it will eat into your energy systems and you'll have a hypoglycemic attack. So brief overview here, and this is literally an overview. So if you do want to know any more as a type 1 diabetic, or as somebody who knows someone who is, or just wants to know more about the disease and how to work out, you can always send me a direct message through my Viking PT training page, which will have this face on it with less of a beard and a little bit more hair. And we can let you know a little bit more. So that's pretty much my overview for today. If you're a type 1 diabetic struggling, increase those calories, make sure it's non-refined goods, and make sure you check your blood sugars. The last thing I want to say is the best way to control this is make sure you eat something with over 100 calorie range before you go and do your workout for about an hour and a half before you go there. That will keep your blood sugars stable as well. And make sure if you are having any supplements as a diabetic, you have it within your first hour after training, or you might find that your blood sugar levels drop. Sorry for the video being so long. This is quite a passionate thing for me. And as said, any other questions, just give me a direct message here, or if you know me on my direct page, you can do that as well. My Instagram will be getting sorted soon. It's just that I can't put videos like this up there, and I need to make kind of artsy little details for the Instagram to divert you over to my Facebook. So keep an eye out. If you guys would like any content on here that I haven't thought of yet, by all means leave a message here as well, and that can help me provide content that is meaningful to you guys, not just things that I think everybody should know about. Excellent. Well, I hope this has been somewhat insightful, and I hope this might help a couple people, or, you know, give you the platform to ask for more help from and get more help from me myself. And until the next time, I'll see you on the battlefield.